والسلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين وعلى حامل لواء الحسين أبي الفضل العباس وعلى الحوراء زينب روحي لهم الفداء واللعن الدائم على أعدائهم أجمعين. Again, Assalamu alaikum dear viewers wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to our daily show covering the walk from Najaf to Karbala. Again, I am back with my brother in Aza, Sheikh Mountadhar Al-Karbala'i, who has come all the way from Canada to grace us with his presence and bless us with his knowledge, inshaAllah. And tonight's topic will be, inshaAllah, on the importance and the sanctity of the Majalis and the etiquettes that we should hold when attending the Majlis of Imam Hussein. So I say Assalamu alaikum Sheikh. Thank you for joining us first of all. And I'd like you to begin, inshallah, by giving us an intro on your topic, and we'll see where we'll take it from there.
Inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We greet our dear brothers and sisters that are joining us live from the pathway towards heaven. And inshallah they benefit from today's programs and all the programs that are being broadcasted on the TV. The topic we would like to discuss today, and basically it's been the topic the last couple of nights, it's been the Majalis, the importance of Majalis, sanctity of Majalis. Yesterday, for example, we talked about how important the Majalis is when it comes to moving an entire nation, moving an entire world. So today, the only reason we're doing this is some of my own elders, I remember in Muharram they were telling me, unfortunately they were saying that it's unfortunate that some of the younger generation, the children, they are not in tune with the Majalis, because unfortunately we live in a technological era, so everybody's on their iPads and on their iPhones and on their tablet devices or video games, and they're not paying attention to the Majalis. Of course, there is blame on our uncles' sides as well, the older men, because they're not, for example,
not making the Majalis more interactive.
Yeah, making them, for example, a Majalis more in English, for example.
Of course.
Because if you're going to sit somebody in a Majlis that's only in Arabic, of course they're going to doze off. It's hard for them to focus.
Up in a society.
So first things first is that we have to say that the Majalis of Sayyid al-Shuhada should be the most sacred Majalis and the most organized Majalis. It should be something that is to be done with such care, because the person we're serving is not my father or your father or my mother and your mother. The person we're serving is Imam Hussein alayhi salam. So organization is key, and unfortunately we have to learn from our enemies. We have to learn from the non-Muslims. It's unfortunate to say, for example, right now, when it comes to the non-Shia, I've dealt with them in universities, and their organizational structure, when it comes to their group events, when it comes to their mosque events, when it comes to their Jum'ah events, everything is very, very organized. And I'm saying this as a Shi'i now, we don't have that kind of organization, unfortunately. When it comes to the Shuhada, we should have this kind of organization, because organization reflects that we care. So if we are to be more organized about our Majalis, then that means that we have much more care and respect for the Majalis. And when I say organization, I don't mean like, people might mistake me. When I say organization, I don't mean like, okay, give the Radud, limited time to recite. No, I'm one of those people who, I'd rather take the Latmi, I don't care how long it goes, let it go. But make it in a way that, for example, the Khatib is done, the Khatib comes down, for example. Those who don't want to stay for the Latam, they can easily go out, grab a plate to go, but never restrict how much time the Azadaris do Latam, because especially in Muharram, because the brothers and sisters have been waiting an entire year for these 10 days in Muharram. So when you restrict their time, you're doing something to their heart. I know there are some external factors and internal factors in play, but that's on a side note. Let's go back to the Majalis and the sanctity of the Majalis. The only thing I have to say is that there's one hadith that I want to narrate, and basically the report goes as such, is that one of the companions of Imam al-Sadiq alayhi afdal salatu wa tamma salam, basically Imam al-Sadiq would have daily lessons in fiqh. So one day one of his companions did not attend that lesson, and the next day he came. So the Imam alayhi salam asked him, how come yesterday you did not attend the lesson? You did not come to my house. So the man thought to himself, I don't want to tell him where I was. And he was in the Majlis of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. He said, I worry that if I mention the name Hussein to As-Sadiq alayhi salam, he will just break down in tears. So I told him I had some work that I had to, some chores that I had to finish, to complete. The Imam said right away, after he answered, you were in the Majlis of Sayyid Imam Hussein alayhi salam? He said, yes, I was. You know, and then the Imam tells him this, and the believers need to pay attention to this, because the Imams are telling us here the importance of these majalis, because the Imam says, when you were leaving the door of the majlis, did you trip over something? He's like, yes, I tripped over somebody's cloak, somebody's aba. The Imam alayhi salam says, that's my aba, my cloak that you tripped over when you left the majlis. The man he was so distressed. He's like, Ya Sayyidi, Ya Mawlaya, forgive me, but why are you sitting at the door of the majlis? Why don't you come inside? You are the honor of the majlis. You are the son of Rasulullah. He's like, how can I sit in the middle of the majlis when Sayyidah Fatima and Rasulullah, Imam al-Hasan, Imam Ali alayhi salam are in the middle of the majlis? I sit on the door of the majalis. So this alone should be more than enough to tell the believers that when you come to the Husayniyah, when you come to the mosque, when there is dhikr of Sayyid al-Shuhada, please. I remember in Muharram I said this many times, and I was told to tell the audience in both English and Arabic, please, I don't want you to respect me. I really don't care what you do to me. It's just this member has a sanctity around it. Respect this member, and respect those beings that are in the majlis. We cannot see them, but they can see us. You know, Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman now today, Arwahna lahu al-Fida, we are truly the ones in occultation, not him. Because he can see us right now. Right now, we're sitting here right now. Sahib al-Zaman is looking at us right now. He's analyzing this majlis. He's looking at all the zawar in the majlis.
Oh, it's a common misconception that we believe that the Imam, that we are waiting for the Imam. When in fact it's the other way around. The Imam is waiting for us.
Exactly.
We have to, build that foundation in ourselves to prepare for his return. If we are not ready for his return, then who is he coming to? We don't expect him to come, fix everything. No, we have to fix ourselves so we can be true companions and we can aid him in his mission to bring justice to the world. And on that note, I'd like to go to a report actually that we filmed earlier, and then we shall return to the topic of Imam Sahib al-Zaman, inshallah. A report we filmed earlier where we found that during the time of Salah here in the walk, you don't see these people anymore. And alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, this is something great, of course.
Yes.
We see the road emptying out, everyone goes into the mosques and starts to pray. So we followed a group of people into the mosque, and we spoke to those who own the mosque, the Husayniyah, and we've done reports on the prayer and why it is important to go in and pray, and of course the importance of khidmah and serving food in the mawkib and in the Husayniyah. So inshallah in the report it will be explained in a clearer picture, and we will return in a bit inshallah. important factor, not only in Islam, but here in the walk is Salah. And the walk to Imam al-Hussein gets put on hold every time the sound of the adhan gets raised to the sky. So all the Zawar, all the Khiddam, they stop what they are doing, they stop their work, and then they enter the mosques, they enter their mawqibs, and they pray their salats, their wajibat. Then they continue on their journey to Imam al-Hussein. In this mawqib, they have offered salat jama'ah, and then after they offer lunch to all the Zawar before they head out to the walk. So inshallah we will join them, and we have joined them in salah, and we'll join them in service when they give out the food to the Zawar of Imam al-Hussein.
That tragic day, it was a tragedy with the flag of Ali. Great Mahdi makes his way. I'm waiting for that day. Great Mahdi makes his way.
The Zawar have now prayed, they have finished speaking to their Lord, and now they were sitting down, getting ready to be served the barakat and the food of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. And alhamdulillah, we were blessed and honored to be able to serve alongside these great Khaddam of Imam Hussein. We sat the Zawar down, we served them all food, and alhamdulillah there's enough food to go around for everyone, and even twice as much. So as you can see, the food is still going out, the empty trays are still coming back in, and the more Zawar are coming in by the minute to have the barakat of Imam Hussein. So we will, inshallah, join them just for the sake of having barakat.
They blew up your great father's shrine. They were the people. How could we stand still, Mahdi? All they do is kill, and we will all fight against them. Oh, Mahdi, we will. How could we stand still, Mahdi? All they do
One thing we see here in Arbaeen that we don't see anywhere else in the world is that in other pilgrimages, whatever they may be for whichever religion, many of the people choose to profit out of it. Whether it is Hajj, whether it is Umrah, whether it is any of the other pilgrimages. People always choose and want to profit from such events. But during Arbaeen, it's the opposite. Every single person gives all they have, gives their money, gives their wealth, gives their barakat, gives everything in honor of Imam al-Hussein, and do not expect anything in return.
with the flag of Ali. Great Mahdi makes his way. Great Mahdi makes his way. I now turn to you, oh my Lord. When will he appear? Tell us in which year, oh Lord. Is it far or
Welcome back, dear viewers. Of course, apologies. That was a report on the importance of khidmah and the importance of salah and how they come hand in hand, of course. So, inshallah, we'll return back to the Sheikh as we were discussing the appearance of the Imam and its connection to the etiquette of the Majalis. So, hang on.
Inshallah, yeah. Basically, because the real reason I wanted to bring this up today is today's Friday, and today is the day of the Imam alayhi salam, the holy sacred Friday, the Jum'ah. And honestly, we can say this for certainty that all these majalis that we do, either it's the Arbaeen walk, the Ziyarah and Ashur, the majalis we have back home, all of these have a very close connection with Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman. they're basically, as we said yesterday, these are a university that will prepare us for Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman. You see, when Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman, it's unfortunate to say this and it's very sad, that hadith tell us that when he comes, he will face a jahiliyyah that is much greater than the jahiliyyah that Rasulullah faced. And if you guys want to take that into perspective, the jahiliyyah that Rasulullah faced isn't something, it's not just any jahiliyyah. I mean,
It was
like imagine seeing
the peak
somebody,
of the jahiliyyah.
imagine seeing somebody burying their daughter alive. Imagine seeing somebody thinking that a bowl of dates is their god, but then by the end of their prayer, the dates are all gone because they were hungry and they ate it. I mean, we laugh at this stuff, but that was a jahiliyyah then. So if this is something that we laugh about, Imam al-Sadiq says the jahiliyyah that Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman will face will be worse than this jahiliyyah. And these majalis of Sayyid al-Shuhada are our only connection and our only safeguard from jahiliyyah. And I remember in Muharram I made very sure that this all goes back to the ma'rifah of the Imam. When you have ma'rifah of the Imam, when you recognize the Imam, first things first, you'll know how to properly thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how to properly show gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to the Imam. Once you establish that ma'rifah, then you know that when the Imam alayhi salam is narrating these ahadith to you, which talk about these days of jahiliyyah and other days, you won't be that person that will come and question everything that the hadith is saying. So these lessons, for example, let's take this Arbaeen right now, Waqat al-Ziyarah, as an example, sorry. Today in the morning we had a live show at 7 a.m. in the morning here in Karbala time. And in the last couple of days, and you probably noticed, it's been colder than usual. We've had a cold stream
It's actually very
weather
cold
that
out
have
here,
come by.
yes.
So the lesson that we learned from this cold right now, that the Zuwar right now are walking towards Karbala, and they're facing the cold, and usually the Zuwar wake up around 4 o'clock, just before Fajr, and then when Fajr strikes, they go and do their wudu and do their prayer. My dear brothers and sisters, do you know how difficult it is for somebody to wake up in an area that's open and do wudu and then go pray? You know how much jihad you have to do in fighting the inner Satan inside you that keeps on
Freezing
telling you
cold.
go back to
Yeah.
sleep? Very, very difficult. But this lesson right here is a lesson that will benefit us with Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman. Imagine right now, all of a sudden we hear the call from Mecca, and then we have to leave. We might have to go through a long journey as well. We might have to go through all these troubles. We have to make sure that that pain will not stop us from reaching our destination. The same way right now the Zuwar that are walking towards Karbala, and we've seen a lot of them. The pain is not stopping them from reaching their destination. That's one lesson. A second lesson, and we just discussed this just earlier with our dear brother Sheikh Sadiq inside,
course,
when
yes.
we were inside. He asked me a question. Today was Friday, and I wasn't even prepared for the question. All he said is, what do you think this ziyarah Arbaeeniyah has when it as importance or connection with Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman? I honestly, I just told him like this. I spoke right from the heart, and I said, well, this ziyarah is probably the closest representation of how it will look like, insha'Allah, when Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman will come.
Inshallah.
You see how right now, if you were to send a helicopter into the skies, and even at this night right now, and if we are to send a helicopter to take a bird's eye view and a bird's eye picture of what's going on, you can basically picture it as there is some sort of center, and everything is converging to the center. And all you will see is, I mean, excuse me for saying this, but it's like when we're looking down upon an ant's house, and the ants
The
going
ants,
towards the house. Astaghfirullah, I'm not trying to say,
Of course, no comparison, but
yeah, but
just to-
but that's how it looks like. So inshallah, that's how we are supposed to be in that state when Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman asks for our aid on that day, which should not affect us if we have a family, if we have a job, if we have any sort of obligations, because during that time our obligation is only with Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, and that's all. That's the second significance that we can derive from this Arbaeen walk. Another significance is these trials that go to the believer on this walk of Arbaeen or any other ziyarah or any other majalis. That basically you are ready to give yourself your life. Because Imam al-Hasan al-Askari, for example, when they used to come to him during that time when the Zawar would go to Karbala, Al-Mutawakkil would said, when the Za'ar comes and he reaches the border of Karbala, you ask him, either you want your leg cut off or your hand cut off. So the Za'ar would say, okay, take my hand. This happened time and time again. The next time it happened, Mutawakkil said, they came to Mutawakkil again and they told him, well, oh master,
Your punishments are not working.
it's not working. What do we do? He said, okay, now whoever has a hand cut off and a leg cut off, cut another hand, another leg. They did that for a while. That wasn't working. They came back to him again. Okay, he's like, from now on, from every 10 you kill one. Okay, it kept on going again and again. From every 100 you kill 10. And it went down, numbers reached to 400, 500, the numbers increased and increased and increased until it reached death. But then when they came to Imam al-Hasan al-Askari alayhi salam, they said, we're getting killed, but do we still go to Karbala? The Imam gave them a fatwa. He said, go to Karbala.
Even if they cut
What
you
is
on
our
this,
blood
yes.
compared to what happened to Sayyid al-Shuhada
Yes.
on the day of Ashura? Go to Karbala. And now, what's happening in
And we
Iraq
don't
right
even
now?
face these hardships anymore. You
We
know,
don't.
the route is easy now. This is just a case of booking a ticket and then coming. That's
Exactly.
all it
And then
is.
people might say, okay, ISIS and Daesh. And
That's-
please don't compare whatever ISIS does to what Mutawakkil does or the Abbasids did to the Alawis during that
and
time.
even then, ISIS is nowhere near Karbala.
Even though. But the believers still though, I mean,
course.
how much, can you tell me right now, do you know anybody other than the Shi'i that tells you that I'm going to go on this trip, but the only thing I'm hoping is that I want to die? Do you know anybody else?
Who's a non-Shi'i? No. Of course not.
But why
But
is it, why when it comes
true
to
lovers of the Ahlul-Bait, plenty.
because they've seen, they know what,
They know the sacrifices that Abu Abdullah had done for us.
Exactly.
They know the sacrifices of the old, that the hands and the legs were being cut off. They knew the recent sacrifices when Saddam used to oppress those that would walk to Karbala and Arbaeen. They know what's happening, and they know that we are no less worthy to do these things. We still have to strive and do these things, even if there's a chance that a roadside bomb goes off or something happens from any terrorist groups. You know, the end goal is above all of that. The end goal is Abu Abdullah Al-Hussein. Salamullah alayka Abu Abdullah.
it's an amazing journey, this Arbaeen walk. It's an amazing journey that I hope one day it will start to reach more and more television sets, or I guess computers and tablets. Nobody has a television set anymore. Everybody uses their computers and tablets for. But it's hard to describe what happens.
It's like what you mentioned earlier as well. You said, you know, people in the Majalis sitting there on their phones, you know, on their tablets. These tablets, you know, they're a disease, but also they can be the cure.
They are, yes.
That's the problem.
Yes.
You know, so I could use this phone for lahu, waste my time.
Yeah.
Spend it on social media, not benefiting the community. Or I can use the phone and social media to spread the message of what Abdullah Hussein. If I don't have the knowledge to spread, I can learn. Every book we have, you can find online. Anything we need, you can find. Any piece of knowledge, you can find online. So, you know, it's, at the end of the day, it's down to us to use the tools we have around us to benefit ourselves and the people around us. So, inshallah khair.
Inshallah khair. Inshallah khair. That's exactly, I mean, what you said is exactly what we need today. I mean, since we are in that technological period of advancement where we have these tools in front of us right now. Who would have thought right now there would be in the city of Karbala, even if those who have Snapchat, there's Snapchat photos that say city of Karbala. Who would have thought that this would happen on a day like this, that Karbala would have its own geolocation, Karbala would have, I mean, right now, anybody who's into media, no matter if you're into media, if you're a Muslim or non-Muslim, they come to Karbala for the beautiful images that they see. Where else do you see a man or a woman carrying their 6-month-old child, 4-month-old child walking towards Karbala, but they're facing the heat and the cold.
We also
It's-
see one man sitting in a basket. This is from Basra. I mentioned this in previous show.
Yes, yes.
One hand, sitting in a basket, dragging himself. And it's truly mind-blowing. You know, I can say, you know, if I was in that position, I'll do the same, you know, labbaik ya Hussein, but it truly takes willpower. It truly takes something, a strong connection with Abu Abdullah to be able to do that. And inshallah, one day, we get the opportunity to do something similar.
Inshallah, inshallah. Inshallah, Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman is with us in this majlis, inshallah, and hopefully we will be blessed with his intercession, and hopefully we will make it, because the hadith say that if we don't make it when the call comes and when he comes, the hadith say those who have been affirmed in their iman and belief, Allah will resurrect them, as well as those who were firm in disbelief, Allah will resurrect them. Let's just hope we are not on the side of disbelief, a'udhu billah, but we are on the side of belief, so that we may have the opportunity to be alongside Sayyid al-Shuhada, for example. I mean, imagine, I know we're sidetracking a lot, but I always think about it this way, especially when I'm here in Karbala, when you go visit Masjid al-Sahla, for example. When I walk in Masjid al-Sahla, when I close my eyes, I just picture like my Imam, because that's supposed to be his house. And Kufa is where his government lies, Masjid al-Kufa, and Sahla is where his house will be. I just imagine my Imam walking in the house, and I see like children surrounding him, and I see the believers, you know, they're coming by, knocking on the door, you know, asking the Imam to help, and I see a garden. I mean, that's exactly how I picture things when I go to these sacred locations. I mean, that's what we're all hoping for. I mean, is there not any believer today? I mean, we read in Dua on Nutbah that this believer yearns to lay his eyes upon your face. This believer, everybody hears his sounds, but he cannot hear yours. He can see everybody around him, but cannot see you. So, what believer's heart does not shed tears on a Friday, every single Friday, from the morning until the end, until Maghrib time? Because we yearn for Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We yearn to lay our eyes upon Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman. And it's very unfortunate. Once a friend of mine told me this. He said to me, it's unfortunate that we sin so much. We sin so much, but at the same time we say, Ya Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman. He's the owner of time. That means when we sin, He is right there.
He's watching us.
And it's unfortunate because the ahadith tell us that every Thursday and every day even, our a'mal are being projected on a screen, and Rasulullah is the first person to look at them. And if he sees something detestful, he begins to cry. If he sees something good, he smiles. Now imagine every day bringing a smile to the heart of Rasulullah by serving the religion. Either you can serve him. Some people say, okay, I'm scared, I don't want to use my name, for example, online. Go ahead, use an alias. Don't use your name. Don't use your name. All you have to say is Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein
all you need.
hashtag Ya Hussein could be a difference between starting delivering Ya Hussein to the entire world, especially right now.
Hashtag Hussein unites us.
Hussein unites us, which is what we
This is
have.
the campaign that you are working
The campaign,
on.
yeah.
But
So-
just sorry to cut you off, Sheikh. Now.
Go ahead.
We've been asked to go for a quick break, inshallah. So during this break, we will show you a report, and then we will turn to the Sheikh and continue the discussion. So in this report, we will again, we find every opportunity that we can to serve along the Khaddam of Imam al-Hussein. And today we served in a very unique way. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And it's been a true honor and a true privilege. And I've even put this on my Facebook, and I've said this many times. I'm willing to kiss the feet of the Za'ir of Imam al-Hussein, and that's how high the Za'ir of Imam al-Hussein is. Alhamdulillah, we were humbled and lowered to that position of the feet of the Zawar of Imam al-Hussein today. And the report, you will see how and why, inshallah.
Come to me.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Alhamdulillah. Today has been a great day for all the team and the brothers here at Imam Hussein TV. As you have had the time and had the honor to serve the Zuwar of Imam Hussein. We've been here for several hours now. You know, none of us are tired. We're all being uplifted. Our spirits are uplifted by the service of Imam Hussein. We've been here cleaning the shoes of all the Zuwar. And inshallah, you know, our deeds are accepted. It truly is an honor to be serving alongside all the Muwakib out here, alongside my brother Ahmed here and alongside the other brothers here at Imam Hussein TV. So inshallah,
with your thirst and from Ahmed take your big reward. You will then be happy. Oh my son, oh Ali, you will then be happy. Oh my son, oh Ali, come to me, come to me, come to me, come to me. Come back alive to me. Come back alive to me. Ali. Come back alive to me. Come to me.
if you have the time and you have the skills and you have the effort to serve the Zuwar of Imam Hussein, then I urge you all to do so in whichever way you can possible. Whether it's cleaning shoes, whether it's cooking, whether it's cleaning in general, whether it's through media, whether it's social networks. Each way you serve Imam Hussein is a great way. And there is no way which is belittling. Don't let anyone tell you, you know, cleaning shoes is something for servants or something for small people, lower class people. No, whatever you do in the way of Imam Hussein is high class and makes you a king in the afterlife. So Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, I've been blessed to do this. And inshallah the service will never stop in the name of Allah Abdullah.
That my tongue was much drier. With your thirst you went back fighting, like Haidar your grandfather, like Yusuf, Allah will you bring back to us Ahlul-Bait. Oh my son, you came back to me, asking if I had water, and you went back when you realized that my tongue was much drier. With your thirst you went back fighting, like Haidar your grandfather, like Yusuf, Allah will you bring back to us Ahlul-Bait. His face I want to see. Oh my son, oh Ali, his face I want to see.
Welcome back, dear viewers. I hope that report gave you an insight on the different types of services and how there is no service that is too small, and there is no service that we can say, you know, this is for lower class people. Every service from Imam Hussein is a grand service, and alhamdulillah we were able to serve in that way. And to be honest, in all the ways we have served, that's the way I felt most comfortable.
That was the most
We've-
beautiful.
It's the most amazing feeling
Can't wait
to
to do
be
it
near the
again.
feet of the Zuwar of Imam Hussein. Walhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And also I would like to thank you, dear viewers, for allowing us the time to, you know, eat the shalgam, the turnips that was brought to us by the dear brothers behind the scenes. You know, they're worried about us in the cold, so we enjoyed some of the turnips while we were away on the break. But in any case, we'd like to return back to the show. And we were discussing, apologies obviously, I cut you off, Sheikh. We were discussing, the Imam of our time and the sanctity of Majalis as well. So I'd like to pass it back on to you.
Inshallah, yeah. So as we said previously, these Majalis, this ziyarah, it's never without any sort of benefit. Every ziyarah that we do, every majlis that we have, has a connection to Sahib al-Zaman, Arwahna lahu al-Fida. And these are all basically it's a university that we are studying under. And the exam will come when he, Sahib al-Asr al-Zaman, will come and ask for our aid. Especially those brothers who perform the Azadari, which is a form of allegiance to Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman. Because if you're willing to give away your blood, which is the most precious thing that you carry inside you, then you are willing to give away your blood when he comes and asks you, and you just say sam'an wa ta'a, and you just follow through with the command.
But I have a fear, Shaykhna. I have a fear that many of our brothers, many of the followers of the Ahlul-Bait, they have the concept of sam'an wa ta'a, not to the Imam of our time. They say when the Imam returns, well, but to worldly figures. Now it truly worries me, because if you commit yourself to someone fully and the Imam comes, how can you uncommit?
It's a problem, yeah, it's a very big problem.
If I already have my figure that I'm following, and I give my life to this figure, when the Imam of my time returns, I don't see myself giving my life to him, because I already have someone who I'm fighting for. This truly worries me, and you see it now in the walk as well, when they call out, certain figures' names, when they should be calling out, Labbaik ya Hussein, Labbaik ya Athar Allah, Labbaik ya Hujjat Allah. These are the figures we should be calling out for. And inshallah, we give the brothers the benefit of the doubt, not having the knowledge, but inshallah, when they reach the Imam,
the light of guidance,
the light will guide them, and the light will, they will see that we have one Imam of our time, and he is the one we should offer our lives to and our souls to, not any other figure. And I just wanted, I know we deviated from the topic of it, but I just wanted to make that point, because it really affected me today when I heard people in the streets calling out certain names.
The Imam himself spoke about this coming of this time, right? He spoke about the end of time, and these signs that you speak about right now today. It's all been narrated in the hadith of the Imams alayhim salam. I mean, the hadith that scares me the most is when the Imam alayhi salam comes and he asks the believers, the Shia, for nusra, for aid. They will respond to him by saying irja' ya ibn Fatima fala hajata lana lak فإن التقية كانت أحب إلينا. He says, they say, "O son of Fatima, go back to where you came from. Astaghfirullah. We do not need you no more. Taqiyya is something loved for us. If you're going to come, you're going to start doing fitna. You're going to start showing us the truth. We're living peacefully with our brothers and sisters." And you mentioned this, I think, 2 days ago. Coexistence, not unity. Unity, mathematically, linguistically, unity means one. Does not mean 2, 3, 4 under one. Coexistence means grouping several things or categories.
It's a common problem we have, like you said, we call for unity, but why should I accept someone else's beliefs, and while their beliefs is to attack my leaders, and their belief is to kill us? I shouldn't have to unite with this person. Yes, I can unite with someone whose beliefs don't clash with me. That's no problem with that. But uniting with someone who loves a figure that killed Fatima al-Zahra, who loves a figure that began Karbala, never in a million years.
Yeah.
So I'd never unite, but I can coexist. I do have friends who are from the other school of thought. I have very close friends. I respect that they believe one thing, they respect that I believe something. They know our beliefs clash, but at the end of the day we are coexisting, we are friends. But it doesn't mean I'm going to unite with their beliefs and agree with them and let them agree with me. And they understand this. This is, if we are clear in what we believe and in what we say, everyone will be happy and everyone will understand.
Excellent.
But if we beat around the bush and say, no, you know, we love flan with flan when we clearly don't, and everyone knows we don't, and it's in our books that we
Excellent.
don't,
Ahsant.
then we'll not only be classed as liars, but as munafiqs,
Ahsant.
as hypocrites. Which is
Ahsant.
something we don't want. Of course, we want to show the true light of Ahlul-Bait, the light of justice, the light of truth, the light of honor.
Ahsant.
But
Ahsant.
I'd like to pass that on, back on to you, but I just had to get these things, you know,
It's
these
okay.
are things that's in our
Yeah,
heart,
it's okay,
the
yes.
experiences that we've been through. And we need to,
Okay,
you know,
No,
elaborate on
it's-
these
it's
things.
unfortunate, and people always think we have some kind of problem. I mean, Imam
We have
Ali,
some sort of
Imam
agenda
Ali,
as
Imam
well.
Ali told us that he's either your brother in faith or equal in humanity. Under this flesh and blood that you see right now is the same flesh and blood that every single human being has. I have no problem with anybody, and people always think we have a problem. It's my belief, and my belief is a sanctuary. My belief is something sacred. I'm not going to throw it away. But you're welcome to eat from my house. You're welcome to live in my
More than
house.
welcome. And this book can bear witness to
You
that.
can, yeah, we'll serve you. We'll do anything you want. But it's not about trampling on each other's beliefs. That's something else. There is a place for that, discussion for that. But inshallah, we'll leave that to another day. And since today is the day for Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman, for that reason we wanted to express the pain of Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman, as Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman has a very, very, very close connection to Sayyid al-Shuhada, as we know. I mean, he is the one who says, لَيَبْكِيَنَّ عَلَيْكَ بَدَلَ الدُّمُوعِ دَمًا, that I will cry instead of tears, tears of blood upon you. He is the one who says, سَلَامٌ مَنْ قَلْبَهُ بِمُصَابِكَ مَقْرُوحٌ, which is a part in the ziyarah which a lot of people don't pay attention to. He says, peace be upon you, O Aba Abdullah, peace from the one whom upon your tragedy his heart is wounded. This is not a metaphorical statement. The Imam alayhi salam, his heart bleeds over Sayyid al-Shuhada and his eyes bleed. The Imam alayhi salam has both internal and external bleeding when it comes to the musibah of Sayyid al-Shuhada. And of course, he's been living this musibah for 1,000 years and more. Whereas we've only been introduced to this musibah for the time span of our life. So you can only imagine what state Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman was in when he began to narrate some of these words. And I would like to apologize to Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman and Sayyid al-Shuhada for reading these words. But it's good that the believers understand that these are not my words, these are not the words of a marja, these are the words of an Imam alayhi salam. Quickly it says, and when they saw you firm and determined, not fearful nor deceitful in battle, they set up their most malicious deceptions upon you, fought you with deceit. So when they saw you firm, fearless and courageous, the accursed one commanded his soldiers, and thus they prevented you from reaching or receiving water. وَأَمَرَ اللَّعِينَ جُنُودُهُ فَمَنَعُوكَ الْمَاءَ. They rushed to engage you in combat, descended swiftly upon you, showering you with arrows and stones, and moving towards you with uprooting hands. Neither they respected your rights, nor were they mindful of retribution for slaying you and your companions and plundering your belongings. You were in the front line of the storm of battle, enduring afflictions. Indeed, the angels of the heavens were astonished by your patience. قد عجبت من صبرك ملائكة السماوات فأحدقوا بك من كل الجهات. The enemy then surrounded you from all sides. وأثخنوك بالجراح, weakening you by inflicting wounds. وحالوا بينك وبين الرواح, prevented you from taking any response, and you had no helper remaining. وَلَمْ يَبْقَ لَكَ نَاصِرًا, وأنت محتسب صابرا. You were patient, defending your women and children until they caused you to fall from your horse. You fell to the ground wounded. Horses trampled you with their hooves. My dear brothers and sisters, this is before Sayyid al-Shuhada was killed, meaning they trampled the body of Sayyid al-Shuhada twice, before he was killed and after he was killed. Tyrants raised their swords against you, the sweat of death appeared on your forehead, and you continually clench and unclench your hands, secretly gazing upon your caravan and tents, while trapped by yourself away from your children and family. At that time, وأسرح فرسك شاردا إلى خيامك قاصدا محمما باكيا. Your horse, distracted, galloped towards your camp, dying and crying. فلما رأينا النساء جوادك مغزيا. When the women saw your horse distraught, ونظرنا سرجك عليه ملويا, and observed your saddle empty. برزنا من القدور. They came from the tents. نجرات الشعور على القدور العظمات الوجوه زابرات, striking their cheeks, calling while you, lamenting and wailing, being humiliated after being honored, hasting to where you lay wounded. وإلى مصرعك مبادرات. And at that time, الشمر. And I cannot complete more than that. I apologize. That's my limit. Can't complete more than that.
إنا لله وإنا إليه. We'd like to end the show there with the tear that is being shed for Abu Abdullah Al-Hussein. We'd like to thank you all for tuning in and thank our dear brother Sheikh Mountadhar Al-Karbala'i, my brother in Aza. I'd like you all to tune in, inshallah, for more of the Masa'ib as we get closer to the time of Arbaeen. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Iraq time, 4 p.m. GMT, inshallah. May Allah bless you, and we will see you tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.